Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jessy Martin.
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman.
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
John Taman.
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman.
Hey, everybody, I am the world's worst podcast host, but I am here on the world's best podcast. And that was decided by a team of completely bipartisan, unaffiliated, completely all by themselves. They were from Shangzhou, China, in fact. We sent them a poll, and they picked us 100%. So the world's greatest podcast, according to a small group of people in Shangzhou. Hey, man, how y'all doing today? The Super Bowl is this weekend. We're not in it, but Jaden Daniels is winning plenty of awards, and our name is all over the damn Super Bowl place. I think that feels pretty good. I want to say hello to my friend over here from Southeast Virginia, Jessy Martin. How you doing today, Jessy?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. You are always such an effervescent person. I must say, you are so ebullient. It just bubbles up for all around you.
Jeez, now, John, thanks for asking. I'm doing great.
It says here that
looks radiant today.
You would make extra money by biting the heads off of chickens in the circus. Is that true?
That's true.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's a scoop from the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. And, of course, down here on the bottom right, our good friend, making his 974th appearance here on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, is our own special guest, Scott Hartley. How you doing today, bud?
Yeah, I'm very well. Thank you very much for asking. Yeah, all good.
I think that people lie to me. I do. Because, I say to people all the time.
We'll get to that, Peter.
Oh, okay, Pete. We'll find out what all that's all about. Anyway, people ask me all the time, or I ask people all the time, how you doing? And they always go, great. Bullshit. Not everybody's fucking doing great. I listen to you people all the time. Everybody lies all over. You lie like crazy. So, anyway, you're lying, aren't you, Scott? Not everything's great, is it?
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Show us the t-shirt.
It's good to be on. Yeah, I've got the Darryl Green t-shirt.
You gotta stand up. What are you doing here?
Man.
He looks like Butters taking a piss in South Park.
And it's got every Pro Bowl he's ever been in down one arm, and then on the other side you've got the Super Bowl wins. So yeah, it's pretty smart, man. It's a good.
That is.
It's a good shirt.
Good shirt.
Courtesy of WashingtonCommanders.com.
He does kind of look like Butters now that I think about it. Our little own Scottish Butters, or our English Butters. And down here at the bottom left hand of your screen here, our good man Max Taman. How are you today? Looking like you're just hanging out with your fucking hoodie up.
No, it's baseball season. This is the
pitchers and catchers reported today.
Next week, but we're getting there. 50 days away from first pitch.
Super Bowl's
50 days.
5-0. For Super Bowl first.
Remind me when there's 10 days away from first pitch.
Yeah, no kidding.
Jesse, remind me when it's 50 days from kickoff and you're asking if we can do a deep dive of the offensive line for the third time.
Yeah. Oh, man, listen. Baseball offseason, they call it the hot stove league because of all this action going around. Hey, we just signed some kid to a futures contract to play on our AAA affiliate way down. Who the fuck is this? And why the hell do we care? I like watching baseball, but everything else that goes around it is just a bunch of fluff. Anyway, I am doing just fine. Thank you for asking. And welcome to the big program, ladies and gentlemen. What is this that Scott G is talking, or Pete is talking about here? Pete says, stunned. John is here giving the news yesterday. What happened yesterday that I should...
Virginia McCaskey.
Oh.
Well, we'll have a moment of silence, I think.
We should have a moment of silence for Virginia McCaskey. She was a good sport. She was a wonderful lady. She had the sexiest asshole I've ever seen on a 100-year-old woman. So...
Wow.
I don't know what you're
4 minutes in.
I was asked. I mean, Virginia McCaskey, I'd lick your butthole.
Oh, gross.
Hey, Scotty Fart.
No, I went.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll tell you what. You
don't
people
know
out
about
there
that.
be the judge of what that was. That sounded a little too weird to me. I didn't actually save that video because I said, Virginia McCaskey, I'll lick your butthole. The offer stood all the way up until her death, I might say. I might want to tell you that. It was I remembered Scotty busted his ass right after I said it. Virginia McCaskey, I'd lick your butthole.
Oh, gross.
Ah, that is a classic. Such a classic there.
Absolutely.
So, yes, we are saddened by the passing of Virginia McCaskey. The poor old lady. I can't remember why I said I'd lick her butthole. It wasn't necessarily because I thought she was very attractive for a 100-year-old lady. I think I was trying to make her an offer for some reason or not, that's what I offered her. And then my phone rang. So that was pretty cool. All right, let's see. What do we got? We got any other general bullshit that we want to talk about? How did it go this week? How did everybody
We
like
got
this
some Hall
week?
of Fame.
Got the Hall of Fame.
The Hall of Fame class got announced last night.
They did, and I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the Hall of Fame voting group for fucking leaving Eli Manning out of that goddamn building. He doesn't have any fucking business being there unless he's paid for a parking pass and a ticket.
John's wrong,
Well,
as everybody else on this panel will agree. Was he your first ballot Hall of Fame? No, I don't think so. Even though there is, he got like half the votes for first round, but he absolutely 100% belongs in the Hall of Fame, and he will be in the Hall of Fame.
Pish posh.
John
He
just
buys a ticket.
his hate of
No, it's
the
not.
Giants. Yes, it is.
It's not. It's
No, it is.
he's a 500
It
quarterback. He's a 500 quarterback who never led the league in any passing category ever. I don't even think he finished top 5. He might have gotten to 5.
Dude. Like
never-
I hate this stats talk. This
It's
fucking
not just stats. That's
nonsense.
a quarterback.
Stats isn't everything.
Nonsense. Tell you what. All right, well, if stats aren't
2011
everything, other than those 2 games.
2011. Other than 2 games, my ass. 2011, he had over 6,000 yards passing. Over
I don't care.
6,000
Yeah,
yards
that's just-
passing.
If you when
Okay,
we played
including
the
the
Giants,
playoffs.
seriously, dude, when we played the Giants, did you ever go, oh fuck, Eli Manning?
Yeah.
No,
Fuck
you
yeah.
didn't.
He
You-
beat the shit out of us almost every fucking time
Well,
he played
it's because
us.
we sucked that whole 20 years, for God's
well.
sakes. But you always had the. I mean, remember DeShazer Everett, grabbing that interception from him in the fourth quarter? That was not a unique experience for fucking Eli Manning. I got to tell you, people hated that guy for how many times he'd throw the game away, throw it over somebody's head, throw it in the dirt. He was just as famous for making the stupid faces he made when he threw his interceptions than for anything else. I'm sorry, I'd never give him my vote. And for all you people that have been enjoying discussing this with me over on X, I appreciate you. But I'm never backing down. That's the hill I'm dying on. Max, would you agree with Jesse? Don't
For
have
me, do I think he's a Hall of Fame quarterback? No. Do I think he's going to get in eventually? Yes.
That's different. I think he'll get in eventually, too, because we have, as a society, decided that stupid is good, and we are taking way less, we are accepting way less than what we should.
No,
That's just
we're going to agree to disagree on that.
All right, we will do that. All right, everybody, there you go. Our first argument of the 2025 season.
Stay
All right.
tuned for many, many more.
Eight minutes into the show. Yeah, nice one.
Well, hey, dude, I'll tell you what, official timekeeper. How far into the season were we? How far were we into the preseason when Jesse and I were practically fucking punching each other through these goddamn things over Emmanuel Forbes?
True.
Did you see what he speaking of old toothpick legs, did you see what he posted? I think it was like a week ago after it was like right after we lost to the Eagles.
No.
Yeah, he posted all like 10 Eagles emojis in a row.
Oh, really? So, like, after the Eagles threw his butt out of the playoffs, he thought it was funny that we got beat in the championship game. Yeah. All right. Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you what, Emmanuel Forbes. Here's an idea for you. Find a new career. Become a broom or something useful. Something that you can put your size to use with. All right. So we do have tonight a very special broadcast here of the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, and I'm speaking slowly because I'm trying to find my fucking music, and I can't find my fucking music.
What happened to starting at 5 o'clock?
We're gonna have to do that next year. Boy, I'll tell you what. You think I'm not prepared at 5:30? Wait till we get to the 5 o'clock. All right, so we are going to do the very first ever Bleeding Burgundy podcast, Bleedie Awards. That's the only music I got for you. So the Bleedie Awards, yes, we're going to give away some Bleedies. And I think maybe what we ought to do is make a nice, attractive trophy of like a used tampon or something, just like this fluffy thing and a string
No,
hanging off.
just make it Brian Daboll's head.
Yes.
Well, I don't have that graphic, by the way, that I made of him long ago. I'd have to look for it, but I don't have the time.
Your poor Google search algorithm.
I think I have that.
What, the
somewhere
Brian?
in my photos. Yeah.
All right.
Polite clap. Yeah, exactly, Peter. He knows it.
It kicks up dust when you put it in. She's too old. That's why you lick her butthole there, Andy.
Oh, my God.
You gotta
So,
see while you're doing that. You go, you blow that dust out of there.
so were there any snubs for the Hall of Fame you guys were surprised by?
I haven't actually seen the whole list.
So there's four.
So,
There's
Eric
four.
Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp Sr.
Eric Allen's the one that's like, to me at least. I don't
Eagles
think
are in a Super Bowl.
So the ones that didn't make it that were finalists, we had Willie Anderson, Jari Evans, Torrey Holt, Luke Kuechly, Eli Manning, Steve Smith, Terrell Suggs, Fred Taylor, Adam Vinatieri, Reggie Wayne, Darren Woodson, and Marshall Yanda.
You can argue there's a lot of snubs. Luke Kuechly comes to mind first. Torrey Holt comes to mind second.
Torrey Holt comes to mind.
Suggs.
I would have put
Suggs
both of
definitely
those,
comes to mind.
Yeah, I would have put all three of those above Eric Allen. That's the one. That's the head scratcher to me. Is Eric Allen.
I agree. Although I think that Eric Allen is a Hall of Famer. Maybe just
Yes,
right
possibly,
now,
but,
he
man.
was an Eagle, and they're in the Super Bowl. So
like to me, it's like Eric Allen's for me got in on the veteran or the old time people. That's how much he meant to me in my.
Also known as the Joe Jacoby eternally sits here list. Yeah. There's a snub for you. You people keep screwing it up. Luke Kuechly, that would be a snub. Now, Max, how far were we into our preseason game with the Panthers that year when I said, "Who's this middle linebacker?" Like
About the third play, yeah.
I was like, "Who the hell's that guy?" Holy shit! You could see him on that first preseason game that he played against us way back in the day. Anyway. So I'm all right with that class. I think Sterling Sharp is definitely somebody that should have gotten in.
Did you see the video today of Shannon Sharp is the one that told him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't. I've been busy. I've been so busy.
Yeah, Shannon
Yeah, I
Sharp
saw
today was the one that met Sterling in the basement and basically was like, "Brother, welcome." And Sterling said, "What, to my house?" And he said, "Nah, the 2025 class of the Hall of Fame."
You get in the Hall of Fame there. You get in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I used to do a halfway decent one, but now he knows how to talk. So, but such is life.
I'm surprised that it's only 4. That's the big thing for me.
Yeah, they usually like to try to maximize that, but
It's usually 7 or 8.
I saw somebody today posting stats with Gary Clark, all right, and then Sterling Sharp, and right next to one another. And while I agree, Gary Clark, I think, has got Hall of Fame numbers. Sterling Sharp at one point, I think, held a record. I think he was the one that broke Monk's receiver record for receptions in a season. So, I think he earned it. I think he deserved it. And I think Gary Clark should start to get some love because I think he earned it too, man. That dude, when you talk about Hall of Famers, you definitely were afraid of him. If you played on the other team, all right, or if you were the other team, if you were the other team's coach, you pointed him out on the blackboard and said, "This guy, 84, you got to watch him." All right, let's see. We're getting a polite clap from Pete over there.
Hey, I just put that in the group chat, John.
All right, what is that?
It's the Daboll picture.
Oh, all right, okay. All right, well, then y'all go ahead and talk while I get this thing down.
So should we start it off then with who we actually thought was Offensive Player of the Year?
Sure.
Jesse?
Let's start with Offensive Player of the Year.
I mean, I thought, you get it either Saquon Barkley or Lamar Jackson. I really thought Lamar Jackson should have probably got Offensive Player of the Year. We got to remember when you're talking about the MVP, what the definition of MVP is. It means the most valuable person for that team. And I thought stats don't mean everything. Okay, it really doesn't. And when it comes to the MVP, and that's why Josh Allen won, because he is the most valuable person to for their team. I thought Jaden Daniels had
anything without him.
I thought Jaden Daniels had a better argument to being an MVP than Lamar Jackson. Don't get me wrong, I love Lamar Jackson. He is a fucking fantastic player, and he had a hell of a year, a record-breaking year. But you take Lamar Jackson off the Baltimore Ravens, and they're still going to be a 500 or above team because of what's surrounding him. If you take
with that argument, real quick, the only reason I thought Lamar would be MVP through 10 weeks, that was the 32nd ranked pass defense. You could do anything you wanted to the Ravens in the air, and he still had him at 8-2.
Right.
Okay.
That's for me. That's the only
They
reason.
did get a lot better. I mean, after the halfway point
they got
of
a
the
lot better after week 10. But it took them 10 weeks.
You got to remember, too, brand new defensive coordinator.
I'm aware of that. But, hey, same thing with Washington, and we're saying that our defense is awful. Like, you can't.
Okay, but still, I mean,
they improved.
For one, they improved, and two, we're talking about offense here. And that
Derrick
team,
Henry is on the Ravens.
Yeah. You have 13 Pro Bowlers, 3 All-Pros, something like that.
Right.
And if you go and you look at what Josh Allen's working with, I'm sorry, nothing.
It's not as much.
Everybody
they've got talent. Cook is good. Cook is really good.
Everybody was saying, including y'all on this podcast, that the Bills are going to have a down year. They're not making the playoff. Josh Allen has zero to work with.
That was me. That was me.
And sorry, he put that entire team on his back. Yeah, he has Cook. He's a pretty good running back.
I think
he ain't no Derrick Henry. He's not even fucking close to a Derrick Henry. Okay,
Derrick Henry is a Hall of Famer.
Josh Allen doesn't have that offensive line, that stalwart offensive line that the Ravens have. Josh Allen, he had freaking receivers like Shakir and freaking a rookie and fucking what's his name that used to be on
Keon Coleman.
Well, Coleman,
Jack Collins too.
Yeah, Flowers.
These guys are nobodies.
These guys are
these guys are fucking nobodies, man. And that is why Josh Allen is on that team, because if you take Josh Allen away from that team's not winning more than 5 games.
They're dead. Yeah, I don't even know who their other quarterback is. Who is it?
Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch
Trubisky.
Yeah, they would be.
They might not win more than 2 games.
You know what? The Bills would be one of those cars in Buffalo that gets buried by a plow and doesn't get out until April. That's what the Bills would be.
One thing that's wild is, I get that you say stats aren't everything, but if you look at Allen's stats and then you look up at the points that they scored, it's pretty crazy how much he did not have that statistical good of a year. Just real quick off the top of your head, how many yards did Allen throw for? Just
was it like 3,400 or something like that?
It was 37. But at the same time, this is
more than I thought.
Right, but this is a team that scored 40 points 5 times. You would think that's
how many rushing touchdowns did he have?
Probably Allen had 12. James Cook had 16. So it's just for me. You look at the offensive numbers, and they're just not everything you would expect for a team that's putting up the amount of points they are.
But surely that then looks at the run game, Max, and you'd say to yourself, they've got a very, very good running back. You've got Curtis Samuel who can be used out the backfield as well. And as Jesse said, they're working with nothing. I mean, who's their top receiver? The one they traded for? What, Amari Cooper?
No, it's Khalil Shakir. Oh, on the season it was Khalil Shakir.
And he's a slot receiver.
Right.
Cooper had 20 catches for 300 yards.
Shirley.
Don't call me Shirley.
See, the thing for me is that you're right. If the Ravens lose Lamar Jackson, I still think that they can be competitive. I think if Trubisky comes in for the Bills, they're done. They're fried.
They're dead in the water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My personal pick for MVP, I'm sounding like a homer. If Jaden Daniels isn't here, we're a 3-4 win football team.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying I think Jaden Daniels had more of an argument for MVP than Lamar Jackson.
That's my pick. MVP. Jaden Daniels, most valuable to his team of any player in the league. That's the way I see it. Anybody else?
But I'm going to give the offensive player of the year due to his stats to Lamar Jackson.
Okay, well, I'll disagree with you, and I think they were spot on with who they chose. I think Saquon Barkley's had an immense season. He's single-handedly bringing back this running back position to make it more of a relevant than being underpaid as to every other position. We've talked about Derrick Henry. We know he's there. We've talked about James Cook, but look at the emergence of backs this year as well, like, Jahmyr Gibbs, others that are there. And then for Saquon to put up 2,000 yards is just absolutely ridiculous. Now, I know that they've got a very, very good offensive line.
Not just a
Come
very
on
good
now.
offer.
2,000 yards is 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
They
won
won
10
the
games
way,
in a row
offensive
on
It
him,
was one of the
right?
best offensive
They
lines
won 10
in the
games in
history
a
of
row,
the NFL.
and their wide receiver was complaining he
Correct.
wasn't getting the ball.
And all I'll say to you, Jesse, is look at the way you were before the Baltimore game against Derrick Henry. Now, yes, he was a threat, and then look at the way you were when we played the Eagles. You and me and everybody else in podcast land and every other Commanders fan will say at any stage he can take it to the house. And did he? Yes, every single time he played us. That's why he should be the offensive player of the year. And I think they got it spot on with exactly what they did.
What do you think, Max?
I think it's Saquon. I think MVP is the quarterback award, and offensive player of the year is everybody else.
I can agree with that.
I mean, the thing that we also haven't mentioned is historically, you don't get running backs that get second contracts. And when you look at the running backs this year, just in the free agent class alone, that kind of revitalized that idea that, hey, running back is going to be good until they're 29 to 31 now.
It's one of the stories of the season, especially since Barkley's come back from two serious injuries.
A name that we didn't even mention about this is Josh Jacobs. Look at the resurgence he had with Green Bay. He had 1,400 yards.
Aaron Jones played well for Minnesota. So, I mean, running backs that – and I mean, Mixon, I wouldn't say played great down in Houston, but I guarantee you that Cincinnati was missing him.
James Conner had a good season.
James Conner has been having good seasons for a while. He's just doing it quietly. He's just been quiet because
he came out of nowhere in Pittsburgh. He got
had cancer in college.
And I know.
J.K. Dobbins. I mean, it's endless. The list is endless, really.
Okay, so you're kind of making my argument for me, saying all these running backs are having good years. Resurgent for running backs. But then again, how about this? I'm not saying Saquon's an average type of running back or even the level of a Josh Jacobs, because clearly he's better than that. But if you take a Josh Jacobs and put him behind the Eagles' offensive line, how many yards do you think he's going to get?
He's not going to
get 2,000. Probably about 1,800.
Jesse, we're not talking MVP. We're just talking who had the best offensive season in the league.
That's all right.
And you have it's fucking Lamar Jackson.
Everybody's allowed their opinion. That's for sure. I mean,
yeah, of course.
Josh Jacobs is a very good running back, but I don't think he's as good as Saquon Barkley.
No,
I don't think Jacobs.
No one's saying that.
What I'm saying about that.
I mean, you put Jacobs behind that Philly offensive line, he's going to be a lot better. But a 2,000-yard back, I'm not sure. I think Barkley.
No, I don't think he'd hit 2,000 yards.
No,
man,
I'm bringing up.
He had 1,400 with Green Bay, and I'm not saying Green Bay's line's a slouch or anything like that. They have a good offensive line, but we're talking about a historic offensive line. Now, maybe not as quite as good as the Hogs, but that fucking Eagles offensive line is fucking damn good.
All five of them got votes for All-Pro.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
That has never happened before.
That's just what I'm saying is like, this is truly a team game, and it's really hard for just like it. That's why like what Jaden Daniels did for the Commanders this year is just. It's crazy because of the lack of talent that we had on this team. Yep. You don't see people like Daniels and Josh Allen put the rest of the team on their back and elevate it so fucking much.
That was supposed to be a text message, wasn't it?
Now we know how Jesse calls Jordan up and goes, "Your offensive line is one of the best in history." All right. Oh hell! So yeah, we're playing matchmaker here on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. I guess she's pretty. Are you nervous, Jordan? Are you nervous about the football game this weekend? You worried about losing?
They're going to fucking lose.
I don't think so. We'll
I
have
don't
our
think so
picks
either.
later on.
Kidding me? It's fucking Pat Mahomes. He's got the fucking refs in his pocket.
All right, defensive player of the year. Who do you like for your defensive player of the year in the NFL? Max, we'll start with you.
Frankly, I think they nailed it last night with Pat Surtain.
Yeah,
Surtain had a hell of a
he's been
year.
amazing.
That is a hell of a good pick. It really is. Is there anybody that I would pick over him?
I frankly, for the main five, I think they nailed it on all five last night.
I didn't even watch any of it
maybe
last
Zach
night,
Baum.
but I'm gonna throw a name out there that he's been mentioned. He's not talked about a whole lot because the team fucking sucks. But Myles Garrett,
Myles Garrett got some votes.
He
he
got some
is
votes.
an absolute fucking monster, and I would
I love that.
the Chiefs
probably
lose.
give up 3 fucking first rounds for him, and wouldn't care that much.
I think for me, I'd have to vote Zach Bond, or whatever his
He
name
was
is.
great.
That dude was awesomely great. He made big play after
He's
big
a free
play.
agent this year.
And he was just, he came out of nowhere.
The thing with Zach
He came
Bond,
out of nowhere.
and the thing that would make because when I was making my list, I had him in my brain because Surtain, Myles Garrett, you can game plan around edge rushers, you can game plan around cornerbacks, you can't game plan around a middle linebacker. He's going to be everywhere.
Right. You know what I had in my brain today? Virginia McCaskey, I'd lick your butthole.
Oh, gross.
You know, I can't help but notice in that picture how it's like Scott pulls my finger throughout that. Virginia McCaskey, I'd lick your butthole.
Oh, gross.
I
That's
swear
also
that
just-
one will never not be funny.
Just take a minute too and just look at your backdrop, how much it's improved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the state of mine.
You still got those teeny helmets. Maybe if you water them.
Maybe they'll. Yeah, maybe.
If you water them. All right. So, Jesse, did you pick a defensive player of the year?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw
Myles
Myles Garrett
Garrett.
out there.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
Myles
I mean,
Garrett,
he's not getting that much love because of what the Browns did, but he is an absolute monster, and I think he's now taken over that mantle that Donald had held for so many years.
Most dominant defensive lineman.
Yeah. So
All right, I saw something the other day. Was there any veracity? Is this true that he said something to the Titans where they were, or is that something somebody made up? Because I go by things so fast anymore, I don't know. But I'm not just going to buy it. Is it true or not? They said something about the Titans were interested in him, and he clapped back saying something about how, you
You don't
what are
have
you
anything.
building?
Why would I wanna
You're
be
not
there?
doing anything. I could stay here and do the same thing.
He truly wants to go to a winner, and he multiple
Philly,
people,
Detroit, Washington.
had mentioned Washington, and he was like, yeah, definitely. So
We need a pass rusher.
Peters,
Absolutely for sure, Mr. Garrett. We would love
old
to have
Peters.
you. So what would you pay? Let's play what would you pay?
2 first
I'd give
rounders
2
and
first
John
rounds,
Allen.
John Allen, and something else.
Yeah.
All right, so our next two, 26 and
Yeah.
27 or 25 and
What are you
26?
talking- No. It's 29. So you,
Well,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no,
So
I mean 2025. Yeah.
2025
Oh, yeah,
and 2026.
25 and 26, yeah. So realistically, you're looking at, it's 29 this year, isn't it? And you want to have a pick that starts with a 3 next year, ideally.
Right.
True.
Well, see, to me, we have a first, second, third, and then 3 sevenths, right? We don't have a
Yep.
fourth, fifth, and sixth this year.
No, we have a 5th.
We have a fifth?
I think
still
we don't
have
have
a
a
fifth?
3.
We
I
don't.
think
Yeah, we don't have a
three.
fourth.
Yeah, so it's the 4th
one
that's not
third.
there.
We don't have a sixth. We have 3 sevenths.
We don't. We don't have a fourth or a
Let me look.
sixth.
Ladies and
It's
gentlemen,
crazy that
this
we have
is
this
why we're the
problem.
greatest podcast in podcast land, as voted on by a group of school children from Chengdu, China, that we send a bunch of postcards to.
First, second, third, and 3 sevenths. That's
We
what
are
we got.
we're
Yeah.
very prepared.
First, second, third, and what?
Our
3
first second.
sevenths.
So you do like a Mike Ditka for Ricky Williams deal. Give away everything.
No.
No.
Put on
No,
a wedding dress.
not everything. I'd give away this year's first. Yeah, next year's first and John Allen, and then you're probably going to have to give up something else to sweeten the pot, like a.
Yeah, I'd probably say, look, if you give us, if we give that one of them sevenths away, and they throw us back a sixth or something like that, as well as
the thing to remember too is 2 firsts is what you trade for high in the draft for a quarterback now. So
we're talking about a generational, already proven player.
Right,
and we got to boost that because we're basically a second round pick. I mean, we're so far back.
Right.
In the first,
but what I mean though is we're not in the era where you trade 3 first round picks to move up to number 2 anymore. The value of the picks has gone up, so you don't have to give up as much anymore to get that.
You're gonna have to
so I'm looking at it here. We've got
29.
You have it?
29, 61 round 2, number 79 round 3, a 5th rounder 148, a 6th rounder 207, and then we have 3 7th rounders as well.
So we just heard from the basically the same brains that run the Cleveland Browns, right? Over there at Jesse's house. So the Browns have been known to be stupid.
Right, but
I say we offer them a 1975 AMC Pacer and a 3rd round pick. What do you think?
What I'm getting at is the last time someone of this caliber was traded on defense was Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
that really didn't work out for those who traded for him. He was not as dominant coming afterwards.
Which is what I'm getting at, because that was the return back to the Raiders was 2 firsts and a 6th. Mm-hmm. I don't think you have to give up 2 firsts anymore. You can give up 1 first and then a few mid-rounders.
I'm telling you, like I said, the Browns are stupid. Offer 1 first and an AMC Pacer.
It's not going to do it because there's going to be so many teams that are going to be in on this trade. I guarantee it's going to be at least 2 first rounds.
You don't want to lowball on this, I don't think. If you really are after him, you go for it.
I mean, there are people, Dan Orlovsky, he was saying possibly 3 first rounds for him. Because the Browns do not want to trade him. Let's throw that out.
He's a Hall of Fame player.
Yeah, they don't want to trade him. But I think they should do the right thing. But he's going to cost a fucking fortune. He is.
Yeah, I mean, Yam's saying here, how about trading Payne versus John Allen? I mean, I've looked at it, and John Allen's contract is easy to get away from. You're not eating a lot of dead cap. It's $10 million saved against the cap. Whereas if we were to get rid of Daron Payne's contract, you're eating $15 million dead cap. We can't do that and then pay a Myles Garrett. It's impossible to do that, really. I know we have a lot of money, but that would be a pointless trade. For me to throw someone like him in there. That's why I genuinely think John Allen is done in Washington.
Yeah, I don't see John Allen.
I think he's done anyway. Pete Sidorn over there in Bristol, UK says Barry, their GM, wasn't interested in 2 first-round picks for him, so that's going to be the starting point. So, I'm of the thinking, what's got say? I really don't see them trading John Allen. Y'all know I'm no fan of John Allen, but I think this staff likes him, so both will probably be back.
I think this staff is smart enough to realize what...
Cost on the dollar and the mileage on the tires.
Yeah,
I think.
Because what's his cap hit if we keep him this year?
16.
What's what we owe?
16 mil. 16 mil. So if you get rid, you get it's because I looked at it yesterday.
6 million dead cap.
6 million dead cap, but 10 million saved. That's a lot of money.
That'll put us up to like 97 million.
97. Then you've got the adjustment probably of about 15 mil. So you're looking at about 110 mil. All told. Then if you get rid of Wiley, you're saving another 8 mil.
I think we talked about this last year. The cap.
Just saying.
The cap was saying that it wasn't going to. Somebody was saying that the cap wasn't going to go up nearly as much this year.
It had a big boost last year because it did. Didn't they just sign a TV contract a couple years ago and it just got loaded in?
Yeah, the past 2 years it's gone up.
Oh yeah, also because of the COVID nonsense caused a big surge in the cap because everybody had to. There was some rules or something. I don't know. I wore a mask like a good person.
Projected to be 275.
Yeah, up from 255, isn't it?
It always goes up. It only went down once.
It's 255, 400,000 right now, but so it's gonna jump 19 million.
All right,
projected, but again, it was projected only 10 million last year, and it went up 15. So
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Based on these numbers, I'm going to throw a mild little Taman's tantrum to all you people out there on the internet. Regarding...
Oh, the NFL's rigged. Oh, the NFL's rigged. They want Patrick Mahomes. They rig it. They rig it.
You might be the fucking tiniest little pinhead that dances on the head of other pinheads because you're so fucking stupid. Let's put this into some perspective here, you tiny little brain motherfucker. All right? This is a billion-dollar industry, multi-billion-dollar industry that is globally fucking popular. All right? And the reason why is because it's so exciting and nobody knows what's going to fucking happen. So they would literally slay the golden goose, where if even your stupid fucking redneck goddamn hillbilly ass went at least to second grade, you heard that story of the golden goose. All right? They're not going to do this because it kills everything. But in relation to the salary cap, let's put it to another perspective. Pretend you have enough brains to be a billionaire. All right? And that you own an NFL football team. And they come to you and they say, hey, one of the other owners wants to be the guy that wins the championship for 5 years in a row and get all the money that comes along with that. You going to go along with that? And all the other 31 fucking billionaires go, sure, why not? No, they don't! Don't be fucking stupid! And that's enough.
I mean,
Yeah, so I'm looking at my notes here.
It's fucking point. People, when they say that shit,
the
that
NFL
NFL's
be
rigged,
better
I honestly...
served. The NFL would be better served if a different team won each year.
Well, they would be, but it's not rigged. Anybody
what
that
the
wants
salary
to tell
cap
me
is
it's
supposed to
fucking
do.
rigged,
Yeah, so I'm looking at the
Ian
salary.
makes a
You're
great
out of your
point
mind.
right here. He makes an excellent point. The rest,
Correct.
it's
Well,
not
that's
rigged.
true.
The rest are just fucking playing bad
Right.
across the board.
and
Yeah.
we know why. They've because they listen to crybabies who think the NFL is rigged when they say it's rigged and you're not fair, and they change rules all the time, and now they don't have they haven't got a simple game anymore. Now they got so many fucking rules they can call. It's just a mess. They don't know what to call and when to call it. So they just call anything.
So if we look at the salary cap the last 2 years, 2023 it was 224.8 mil, and then last year it was 255.4, as Max said. So realistically, it's projected to go up by about another 15 mil. Now that's a massive amount of money for any team to be off the hook or to say, hey, we've got an extra 15 mil to play with, especially if you're the Cleveland Browns in cap hell. Because the issue that Cleveland Browns have with the Myles Garrett trade is they're going to be eating a hell of a lot of money as well. In that dead cap side for Myles Garrett. I think what did I have it here? His contract is
Somebody's got to pay some of it.
I've got it here, so it is. Let me have a
It's
look.
on
Yeah,
one of his lists there, John.
of course it is. Yeah, absolutely. Miles' contract for next year is 19.7 mil, and then in 2026 it's 20.3 million.
So if he is traded before June 1st, they would eat 16 million into the cap, and it would be 36 mil off their dead cap. If
Doesn't matter though, Max. They can still designate it as a post June 1st cut, even if he signs for somewhere else.
If it's a right, I'm just getting to both. This is also a trade. If it's a post, we're talking about Myles Garrett, right?
This is like, we're way in the
If it's
weeds
a
here.
if
This
it's
is like
a
Mark's
post,
discussion.
it's 14 million for 25, 21 million for 26, but it would save them 4 million in cap for 25.
Okay.
All right. Well, then let's move along here. Okay, for in the entire NFL, who was the best free agent signing?
Oh,
Wow.
we're jumping there.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's so many
it's-
good ones. But I think Zach Bond, I think, was probably
Yeah, good
the
shout.
best one for the Eagles because dude was a special teams player before he got over there.
Yeah, and he signed for league minimum, right?
I got someone.
ahead,
Someone
Scott.
different. I'm gonna go Sam Darnold.
What a fucking guy that came. He put it together, and the fact that I think it was Fox Sports gave him comeback player of the year. Do you people know what a comeback is? I don't think so.
I mean, I've got Saquon.
obscurity.
Just
Saquon Barkley. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I mean, 2,000 yards. Like,
Yeah, I'd say he
Well-
was. By far, him or Derrick Henry are my pick for best free agent signing of the year. I mean, my God, you figured that the Ravens were going to be a contender.
Was
and you
that
figured
was that
the
Henry's
Eagles-
first year with
Yeah.
with the Ravens? Yeah, and
Wow,
you figure that
okay.
I would have probably had both of them in the Super Bowl conversation anyway, the Eagles and the Ravens. But yeah, you put those two in there, and oh my God, what they were able to do with both of them. It's just crazy. And like you said earlier, Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs, they've reignited the running back position. And I think that's one of the stories of 2025 is how that has turned around from such a bargain basement position that was really undervalued. So there you go. That's a lot of words that I put together. All right, where are we going now?
On the flip side,
see.
who's the worst?
Worst free agent signing?
Michael Davis.
Yeah.
For Mike Davis.
Like, you can't say. I mean, obviously for us, but you can't really say.
Yeah, league wide, I think it's Kirk.
Kirk, that's a damn good pick. Kirk, Kirk fell apart at the end of the year, and he was hurt. He didn't say so.
He wasn't right. He came back too soon from his Achilles.
Yeah, they gave him all that money, and then they drafted somebody right after.
That's their own dumbass fault.
Right.
Gabe Davis. Yeah, good shout. That's Peter. Gabe Davis.
Good shout there. He turned out to be nothing without the MVP. All right, so let's see here. What else we have? The biggest surprise. What was the biggest surprise this year? I mean, honestly, if you don't say the Washington Commanders,
I think
has
there's
to be
two pretty
Commanders.
decent surprises. Obviously, the Commanders going
and
from
the Broncos.
4 wins to.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the Minnesota Vikings. Biggest surprise is Sam Darnold carrying the mantle
playing as
for
well as he
Kirk
did,
and played very, very well.
Yeah,
I
have to agree.
I went a little bit of a different route. I just said free agent running backs.
Good shout.
Just the resurgency of the running backs in general, but the free agent ones especially.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let me find this real quick.
So overachievers. Who is the overachiever of the season? Then?
Again, I'll go with the Minnesota Vikings. I think they.
I'd say the Broncos.
With what
Broncos defense,
I wouldn't say that
and
because I
Bo
think
Nix
Broncos
got
are
really
good.
And plus,
Yeah, I think. They're getting.
the Broncos had Nick
But
Bonito too.
I think the Vikings have talent, but I think that in the last 2 games of this, the last regular season game with the Lions, and then their playoff game.
They were 14-2, man. I mean,
Darnold looked
they
like Darnold.
overachieved. I could see them as like a 10-11 win team, but not a 14 and. How many games did they win total? 15.
They went 14-3.
14-3.
14-3. Yeah,
then they lost in round 1.
I think they overachieved with what they had. With Sam Darnold under center. Because
Frankly,
I
in
don't
the
think Sam Darnold is as good as.
In the last 2 games, we saw Sam Darnold be what he actually is.
Or what he was, because up till that point, he had been really good. Yeah. And I mean, you can say, and I will say that he's got excellent weapons on that team, but you got to be able to do it with him. You got to be able to do it, and he did. I thought he really played well up until, and you're right, those last 2 games, he looked like the Darnold that was seeing ghosts on Monday Night Football. Mm-hmm. So, how funny would this be? How funny would this be? New York Jets, your quarterback, 2025, Sam Darnold. Welcome back.
I think Darnold's going to.
I think he's going to the
either Tennessee or the Raiders.
Tell you what,
I think Kirk's going to go to the Raiders.
Ooh,
you think Tom Brady would not see right through him?
I think Kirk goes to the Titans. I think it's the other way around.
Yeah, I think Brady sees
or the Jets. Him. Or the Jets. Who knows? Maybe the Giants pick him up.
He'd look right as... Yeah, my God, that would be so much fun. Watch Kirk just flounder at the end of his career here. He's taking a lot of money home, so good for him on that. All right, let's see here. Where are we at? Play of the year? Is anybody going to say anything other? Underachiever?
Underachiever. For me, I'd just put
Cowboys.
The entire Bengals defense.
The Bengals defense.
Oh wow,
there's so many.
I'll go the Jets.
Yes.
Talent.
Yes. Yeah. Loads of talent. Did nothing.
I said they'd make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You weren't out of line. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think that they really underachieved.
But yeah, I believe the Jets are the biggest underachievers of the NFL season.
I think that's a good pick. What about play of the year? Is anybody going to pick anything other than the Hail Mary that destroyed the Chicago Bears?
No. We talked about this last week when for our squad, and I still think that touchdown to Terry against the Bengals was a bigger play for me. That's my play of the year.
I'll tell you what. You're right. I think that one was maybe for us as Commanders fans, but as in the NFL, I think that play, especially because look,
it's hard for me to say because I don't watch. I can't watch. I got access to 3 games a day.
So, okay, here's the thing. Mrs. O'Leary's cow. Does that name ring a bell to anybody? Mrs. O'Leary's cow is a cow that started the Great Chicago Fire by kicking over a lantern in her barn.
Sure, yeah.
All right? And now you can add to the list of things that absolutely fucking destroyed Chicago Jaden Daniels, Noah Brown, and the Washington Commanders. Because like Mrs. O'Leary's cow, their season died right then and there. Boom. They lost 7 in a row after that. Was it 9 in a row? I don't know. They didn't win until the last week of the season after that. They fire their coach. They stake their fucking number one quarterback. They throw him on the goddamn coaching carousel and all but really give him about a 10% chance of success from here on out.
Yeah, I feel bad for Caleb Williams.
I do too, but this is a guy that we've watched we watched him in the game. We heard about how good he was going to.
And he's got to hold it. You see him trying to drop to the sidearm, throwing it off the face mask of his offensive lineman right there. But those are the situations.
That's just terrible. He was trying to drop to the sidearm throw there, and that guy's face just got right in his way.
You know, it was a very consequential play that you're not really going to think about was the Colts and the Broncos game when Jonathan Taylor was running for the touchdown, 61 yards, and fumbled through the end zone. Look at what that did for those two teams' season, because that score of that game at the time was 13-7 Colts. You know the final score of that game? 31-13 Broncos. And then you look at the Colts' next 3 games and how they lost out and missed the playoffs.
They were dead.
They gave up 40 points to the Giants because of that play.
All right.
For any player that does that stupid shit and drops the ball before they're in the end zone should you should have to suck on Brian Daboll's dildo or butt plug for the entire week.
Brian Daboll.
Because how stupid that fucking shit is.
As we all know, Brian Daboll has won the award for the coach most likely to be mistaken for a butt plug by airport personnel. And he lost weight this year. Brian Daboll looked like a slimmed down butt plug. He almost looked like a dildo.
Yeah,
with his new
the game we were all that when he was throwing all his stuff around. You should have seen how bright red he was.
I know. He does throw good fits on the sideline. Who the guy who most resembles a butt plug throwing a fit on the sideline? Brian Daboll. That's fun. All right, so let's do some fun awards here. It says right here, somebody was writing on the list here, John Taman has a small penis. Is this something we're putting up for a vote?
Who did that?
I don't know. That sounds like Scott said that. Okay, no. So we can take a vote. Anybody out there want to vote? Yam says,
do you have a small
no.
penis or not?
No, I mean, somebody put it on the list. I figure y'all might want to talk about it. All right. Okay. Let's get some things.
The Bleedies. Let's get into the Bleedies.
Let's get into the Bleedies. All right.
Oh boy.
So let's move
Scott's
some
in my
things around.
seat.
He is.
Scott's in my seat. Thank you.
Cheers.
All right. Welcome to the Bleedies, ladies and gentlemen. So our first Bleedie of the year, coming up here on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, as soon as I can get to it, is going to be the fan freakout of the year. Now, I believe, Scott, did you put this one on the list here?
I did indeed, yeah. The fan freakout of the year. So our nominees for fan freakout of the year are Chicago Bears fans. Obviously, for after the Hail Mary and their season fell apart, they continually bleated every single week on social media. Next one on there. Exactly that, yeah, exactly that, John. Fucking hell. Next one on that is Eagles fans after losing to us. But you were playing Kenny Pickett. Wobbly, 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 wobbly. Fuck off. Anyway, enjoy your Super Bowl. And then the next one is the next one.
Wobbly, wobbly.
Exactly, yeah. Next one is numpty name change fans. We're not going to change the name. Do one.
I got yelled at this week because I made a joke about the Trail of Tears, which I actually thought was kind of funny. Yeah. But somebody yelled at me and said, that's not a good look for you, man. Whatever. Find me
You
somebody
need to take
that's
that
still
tweet
alive.
down. I saw that. You need to take that tweet down.
Find me somebody that's still alive that would, that went through it and feels bad that I made that joke, and I'll apologize to him. They're 160.
So we'll have a vote on this. Who do you think the winner of the freak out fan of the year is then, Joe?
Oh, it's got to be the Bears fans.
Bears fans. I mean, they are
Has to
also
be
up for
Bears.
another award this year, but I'll have to go with the Bears fans. Jesse, where are you going?
I'm going with the name change. Fucks.
Wow.
Yeah, they are. They are a bit weird.
Because this isn't just like this is an ongoing issue that I mean it's crying and crying and crying. I'm never gonna buy the merchandise with the C word on it. It's like
Who cares?
really
Don't
dude?
buy it.
Like fucking don't buy it, man.
Yeah.
And then when Josh Harris had that last fucking press conference, I mean we've been saying it from the fucking beginning.
That's why I said it was
There
a
was
trail
a
of tears. I
zero
thought it
chance
was
of them
appropriate.
changing the name. The only reason why he left the door a little bit cracked is if we fucking sucked for the next 5 years. Well, guess what? We're not. We're not going to. It's going to be impossible to do that. So I'm glad Josh finally shut the door on them fucks, and they're just still fucking crying. They're still
will cry
crying,
forever.
and it's not even a whole lot of them. It's just it's such a small crowd because everybody's moved on. Everybody's moved on.
I
It's
mean,
been
do I
3
like
years.
the name? All right, let's say we got 4 people here, and we got some people in the chat. Who actually likes the name
Now or at the time?
at the
'Cause I
time?
okay. No.
Well, I mean, okay,
No.
that's tough because
No, I hate it.
then you're still wounded because of Redskins being taken away. But
Y'all saw how pissed off I was on
Yeah,
our
you didn't
podcast
like it.
afterwards. I fucking hated it. I don't care
Yeah.
now. I don't like it. You know,
It's just a
but
name.
it's just a fucking. I root for Washington.
just a
I root for
fucking
DC.
name.
That's my fucking city, man.
Right.
It's that's those Super Bowl trophies are still in Ashburn right now.
That's right.
Okay? It's still fucking Washington.
And you know what? Last weekend they did the same thing on NFL Network. They do every Super Bowl year, and they showed all of those nice Super Bowl 30-minute packages back to back to back to back to back. And because of when we played, we're always on at 2 a.m. But they said Redskins, and they showed us with our helmets and everything else.
But what gets me about this whole thing is people saying, well, they've taken the memories away from us. We've had shit memories for the past 30 fucking years.
Look at me and Scott's entire family.
That was my next point.
Exactly, Max.
Y'all have had nothing but shit memories of the Redskins.
Not me.
Yeah.
And I still remember my Redskins. And I tell you
Me
what,
too.
what I think what would build a bridge. And I know, Josh Harris and I know Mark Ein, Magic Johnson watches the show religiously. I know that. Thank you for tuning in, Magic. It's very nice to see you here on a Friday evening when you could be doing other things. But I would like to see a statue garden at the new stadium. And I think that the first one that should be there, in my opinion, is John Riggins pushing, what was his name? Don Avery? Is that what his name was? Down to the ground with a hand on the helmet, with the ball out here, his shirt getting pulled. And that would be a beautiful statue to start the garden, because I think that was the play that set our team off on the trajectory that it went on. And I want to see it with a Redskins helmet on. I want to see it with a Redskins helmet on.
I think Joe Gibbs should be the first statue.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
real statue built.
Yeah, and he should wear his R on his hat like he always did.
Yeah, and the big old glasses.
Right. Oh, hell yeah. And you know what? Make a statue of Joe Gibbs getting carried off the field by his offensive line.
That'd be great.
Absolutely. All right.
So who's won the freak out of the year then? So you said Bears. Jess, you said the name change people. Max?
I've got the Bears fans.
So,
I've
Scott,
got the
it's up
Bears
to you.
fans too. I've got the Bears fans too.
Congratulations, Bears fans. You have won the fan freak out of the year, which has
Well,
not
you
stopped to
look,
this day.
you got the people in the chat. It's.
Oh, yeah, what do you guys say?
They say Commander's the name. So
All right. All right. Well, okay.
Peter
So
and Yam do.
there we go. We've had our first controversy here on the Bleedies. Next year, we'll see if we can get it back to what it's supposed to be. I am scrolling.
We can
fucking
stencil.
madly.
Hey, we can stencil in both of them for the.
Yeah, why don't we? Why don't we do that? Shared award.
All right, let's see. How about this award? The Thank God You're in Charge award. All right, the Thank God You're in Charge award. Let me see here. Thank God You're in Charge award. All right, the Thank God You're in Charge award goes to either Adam Peters, Jerry Jones or Karen Hartley?
She is in charge too. Yeah.
She is in charge. All right. So who wins the Bleedie this year for Thank God You're in Charge? Is it Jerry Jones? Is it Adam Peters? Or is it Karen?
My vote's going to fucking Karen. I mean,
Has to be, doesn't it?
Scott
It's
wouldn't
unanimous.
Wouldn't be able to get his knickers on properly if it wasn't for
Absolutely. We're going to go unanimous on this. Thank God Karen's in charge because otherwise Scott probably wouldn't be. And
Even Peter's saying, Karen.
your prize is a night in bed with Scott after he's had cabbage soup. Oh, wait. Phone's ringing. Hang on a second. Oh, wait. Pick up the phone. Hello. I was just calling up to congratulate Karen there on winning this hair award now. I hope I'm up for it again next year because, goddamn it, we're all in. We're all in. I'm going to have to find me some more suckers. I mean, some players to come over here and stand behind Dak while he fucks up my goddamn 2026 season.
Jerry, at this point, you probably don't have a lot of chips to push in all in anymore.
You know something? I can't barely bring my hands up out of my lap. I ain't pushing nothing. That's all there is to it. That's why I say, listen, if I'm pushing anything, it's 80. Oh, wait, I'm past that. I'm pushing 85. God damn it. Turn this boat around. Get me someplace back where I can find... Damn it. All right, so anyway, there's Jerry Jones. So congratulations to Karen Hartley. Oh, she'd rather lick a tramp's arse. Okay. That's
Then sit next to me after cabbage soup. That's what she's getting at, yeah.
Well, I mean, we can play video on this show, you know. That's all I'm saying.
Right, next award.
Let's see here.
Insufferable douchebag of the year award.
Well, that's our last award, I believe. I think we're going to have to go to the Wall of Shame and who we're going to induct into the Wall of Shame this year.
The Wall of Shame. This is like the Hall of Fame, but slightly different. It's the worst Commanders player. I mean, do you want to honour the previous award winners there, John?
Commanders player?
Yes,
Oh,
please.
Jesus.
Hang on.
I
one
mean,
second.
the previous award winners.
Wrong. There we go. All right, so the previous year's winners of the Wall of Shame are John Bostic. John Bostic, who never met a tackle that he couldn't fucking miss. All right, John Bostic, who is only known as John Bostic because you can read the back of his fucking jersey whenever he's chasing the goddamn running back that he fucking lost. Number 2, previous winner was Cody Barton. Cody Barton, who's actually had a pretty good season this past year. Cody Barton is proof positive that Jack Del Rio is a fucking brainless fucking moron. Dude can play anywhere else except for that guy who doesn't know what linebacker. Look, you could spot Jack Del Rio, the L and the B, and he still wouldn't know what the fuck it was, and he played that position. All right, we also have William Jackson III was a recipient of the Wall of Shame Award. And again, I'll have to look at Jack Del Rio, and I'll have to look at Ron Rivera, and I'll have to say, look, I don't know what the fuck you were thinking when you picked this guy up, but he didn't fit anything you were trying to do. Anybody else got something to say about these guys?
You covered it.
No.
I got it all.
I was excited about WJ3.
I was too.
We were too. Yeah, he was the top corner of that
Yeah,
class. Yeah,
didn't work out.
just didn't work out. I'm looking for something here. That's why when you can tell I'm looking for something when I start.
Cody Barton. Yeah, for some reason,
He had a good season in Denver.
Jack Del Rio's the reason.
had a great season.
He played great up in Seattle too.
Yeah. And John Bostic, he was just older than dirt, so.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, Mr. Whiff.
So this year's nominees then we have Emmanuel Forbes, Benjamin St. Juice, and Michael Davis.
Oh, man.
That is a star-studded 9 up there, I gotta say.
My vote goes to Benjamin St. Ghost.
Benjamin St.
Ghost. I'm going to go the same way. Benjamin St. Ghost, you were the biggest liability this team had this year, only because Michael Davis couldn't get on the field because of you. Max, what do you think?
And it's Benjamin St. Just.
Right? Scotty, you going to
It's St. Ghost.
It's our friend St. Ghost.
What's going on, everyone? It's Benjamin St. Juice, defensive back for the Washington Commanders, a.k.a. St. Ghost. And I'm here with the 1 Point Safety Show podcast, and I just want to congratulate you guys on the 100th episode. Thank you for showing love all the way across in the UK. Thank you for the support as we go out there every Sunday trying to get this win and make our way to the playoff, man. We really need you guys. Thank you for the support. And St. Ghost is out. See you guys.
Out, John.
Just look at his facial hair. Just grow a beard.
The fact
Yeah,
that
the thing is, right, I got a direct message, I shared it with the boys from FAO Barda, that was just laughing emojis saying he is getting absolutely roasted in the locker room because he didn't realise that Scouse continually called him Saint Ghost.
Well, to be fair, he thought Scouse was saying roast beef. But
yeah, maybe.
Well, no. What's so funny about this is
Look at
Scott
that,
Scott had the audacity to write him a fucking message saying, "Hey, my co-host is you're my co-host's favorite player, and since it's Halloween, can you fucking say Benjamin St. Ghost?"
That was the greatest. St. Ghost is out, and every quarterback in the league knows when you are. I don't know what happened, but Max ended up spitting soda all over himself. So
It was water.
he spit water all over himself.
So it's unanimous, the wall of shame. Right,
Yes.
okay.
The Wall of Shame honoree this year is Benjamin St. Just. Congratulations, sir. Welcome to the Wall of Shame.
Is that the first time you've you seen that, Max?
No, I didn't expect the roast beef.
We've got a few on here, haven't we? What's the Yes Please Slap Me Again award?
Yes, we do. We have the Slap Me Again award. Let me put this up here. Where is it? Okay, the Yes Please Slap Me Again award. Our nominees this year are Bears fans for constantly stepping up for a beating. Constantly, every week they show up and give us a reason to just smack them around. And Cowboys fans for buying into it again. You know, in August and September. Haven't you had enough?
Here's a wild card. The Cincinnati Bengals.
The Cincinnati Bengals?
Just going out there, just trying to do something, and that defense just failing them. The Cincinnati
I feel
Bengals.
bad for Burrow, on that note, just because he is so fucking good, and Jamar Chase, those two I think are probably the best combo in the league, in my opinion.
Pete Sedorn
but
up earlier
the ownership doesn't give a shit enough about it to
They
do
just
anything
got
for
an
defense.
indoor practice facility 2 years ago. It was 2023, and they were just putting in a bubble.
But they don't like spending money on players.
Well, because it's Mike Brown.
Yeah,
Mike Brown is the
Brown's
worst
always been
owner
that
in
way.
sports.
Still
Pete put
charging
this
for
out.
soda.
Pete put this out about maybe 45 minutes ago. He tossed Jamar Chase out for Offensive Player of the Year for being a Triple Crown winner.
Sure.
And that's you've got to think about that. But we already did, and that's enough of that. And there you go.
So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys here.
Cowboys
it's
fans
brilliant.
for buying into it again. All right, how about
Gotta
you,
be.
Max?
It's the Bengals.
The Bengals. All right,
I'll
Jesse?
say this for some Cowboys fans that I've heard too. I think they were starting to get it when, at least the Cowboys fans that I know, I work with a lot of them. None of them were happy this offseason when they did absolutely nothing, and they were kind of like, "Yeah, this isn't going to be our year whatsoever."
They were all in, baby. They were all in. I mean, they goddamn brought back Ezekiel Elliott.
They
What the
brought
hell
back
more do you
Zeke
want?
and Eric Kendricks.
Eric Kendricks. I mean, now we're talking Super Bowl.
They were all in.
What a great off season.
All right, I'm going to go with the Bears fans because even today, you see that pass of the play of the year that was voted yesterday of the Hail Mary, and they say, oh, but it's just such a wobbly pass. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
That wobbly pass went right through your fucking soul, Bear
fucking
fan.
65 yards. So
Right. Not only does it, I don't care if it's wobbly or not, it destroyed your season and very well may have destroyed the entire Caleb Williams fucking experiment. Quarterbacks that get on the carousel, typically it doesn't work out. And everybody's going to go, well, yeah.
I think
it might.
Caleb's young enough. If Ben Johnson, and that's a big if Ben Johnson, I just don't think Ben Johnson is a leader.
Is he
But
a quarterback guy?
if
or is he a play caller guy?
If he You know who else they got on that staff?
Mm.
You fucking.
Is he French?
Eric Bieniemy.
He wears garlic and onions around his neck.
He was supposed to pass the ball.
They fucking hired Eric Bieniemy on that.
That's right, they did.
Running
backs
coach.
coach.
So because you asked this question, Ben Johnson played quarterback in college at North Carolina.
Well, most of them did.
Well, wait.
Well, he had like four. He played in 4 games or something like that.
No, he was a backup. He never played. Guess who was starting above him? Think of the biggest no-name NFL
Daniel
quarterback.
Jones.
No, not that long. This is 2008. But who's the biggest no-name quarterback that has a playoff win?
At North Carolina?
No, NFL quarterback that has a playoff win that's just a no-namer.
Jeff Hostetler.
No. Not that long ago. Golly. It's TJ Yates.
T.J. Yates.
T.J. Yates.
I don't even know that he won a playoff game. I don't know who the fuck that is.
He did. He won one with the Texans.
There you go. There's a new one on me. All right, so like I said, so we're picking the Cowboys fans for the Yes Slap Me Again award?
No, I'm picking Chicago.
Yeah, the Bears fans is who I'm going with.
So you've gone Bears. So it's Bears win it then.
The Bears win.
Congratulations,
Bears
win
fans.
it 2-1.
You people mostly resemble, to me, somebody who goes and pays a dominatrix to put cigarettes out on their tongue. Every fucking time you step up to the goddamn keyboard, you just ask for it.
This goddamn Jaden Daniels is just overrated.
Shut up. I mean, Jesus Christ, we don't even need to aim the gun to hit you. You understand? We can fucking shoot from our fucking dead and asleep and hit the Bears because, they're just, and Bear fans step up for it all the time. All right, so we're going to move on to the most prestigious award of the year, and that would be the Insufferable Douchebag of the Year award. And
you missed one.
Did I miss one?
Yeah.
What did I miss?
Take 30 or 40 of these.
Well, in that case, we missed 2.
All right, this is the Take 30 or 40 of these with Vodka award. The nominees are Jim Irsay. Jim Irsay yet again. Jim Irsay yet again. The winner of Take 30 or 40 of these with
You
Vodka.
got one more, too.
Who else?
The fucking hell, just go away.
Oh, I've got that too? Where is that?
Yes, I don't know.
That's one at the bottom. That's one at the bottom.
At the bottom?
Yeah. Yeah,
Right
right
at
at
the
the bottom
bottom
there.
I'm trying to find my fucking...
So, the nominees for that one are, what I mean is just go away. There is Jason Kelsey, who is on absolutely every advertisement possible. Gronk, who is also on every advertisement possible, or every studio. Then there's Eli Manning, who is on every advertisement possible.
But not the Hall of Fame!
And then Snoop Dogg, who's on every advertisement possible.
People was tripping.
Yeah, he said
How many times do you get
the fact that Snoop Dogg said that weed smokes Jane
I
Daniels
know.
was hilarious.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I like
that
Snoop.
too.
I do.
That
I
was
like
good.
Snoop. I think it's funnier than shit that the most famous guy on television, the biggest spokesperson on television, is a guy who made his fucking money being a pimp and a fucking pot smoker.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious.
I am an old school Snoop fan.
Man.
Back in the day, I used to play that Doggy Style album quite a bit when I was young. I like Snoop. I got nothing. I got nothing against Snoop. I got nothing. And Jason and Travis Kelsey's podcast is pretty fucking good. I don't know if y'all have ever had to.
Yeah, I
I don't
downloaded
mind
it.
Jason
New
Kelsey
Heights.
yet.
And Eli and Peyton, they're
funny.
fucking. They're pretty
They're
good
funny.
together. Yeah, they're pretty good
Listen.
together. I'm going with Gronk because I can't
I'm gonna
stand
go with
that
Gronk.
dumb motherfucker, man. I don't get why he's on TV so fucking much.
Gronk, bonk,
Gronk
bonk.
meathead. Gronk meathead. Gronk said Gronk. Gronk is meathead. Gronk.
Look, the last the last time he won a Super Bowl in New England, they were throwing him beer cans on the bus, and the can was just disappearing in his hand.
His hands are so fucking big. It's crazy how. I love Gronkowski as a player. Don't get me wrong. I think it was more
great
fun
player.
than anything just watching that
Dumb
dude
fuck.
run down the field with people trying to tackle him. There was no one he could do
Look what he
anything
did
to
against
him.
us.
Bounce off like fucking.
One of his
ping
best
pong
highlights
balls.
was against us, where he just like toe tapped the sideline with 1 foot, and no one pushed him out of bounds. I was at that game.
But talking to him, Gronk, Jimmy. This is Gronk on Fox. There's Jimmy. If it's Gronk, they tell you to catch ball. Fucking Terry.
Do you remember when he?
It's like chunk. It's like chunk to Chunk. You're gonna come and live with me now.
Gronk on TV. Yeah. Gronk on every commercial there is. Gronk here with Sam. What's his name there? What's his name? Sam.
I'm sorry. For me, it's got to be Jason Kelsey. If I see another fucking Marriott Bonvoy advert, honestly,
don't watch the game on Sunday, Scott.
Marriott what?
Marriott Bonvoy, whatever they're called, the hotel chain.
Oh, Marriott. God. Okay, I was thinking maybe he's just doing ads for English people now.
No,
Jason Kelsey for blood pudding. Get your blood pudding over here.
Chunky blood pudding. Here we go.
Blood pudding.
No, I like their podcast. They got a good podcast. They really do.
Yeah, they have.
Him and Travis do.
All right. So for the most prestigious award of the year, the insufferable
sponsored by Abner Wu.
Sponsored by Abner Wu and his delicious pork anus. Remember, if you don't have a whole lot of time, you can get fast food, or you can just quickly fry up a package of Abner Wu's delicious fried pork anus and have yourself a wholesome meal. And when I say wholesome, I mean wholesome. All right. So hang on, I lost myself now. All right. So for the insufferable douchebag of the year, and I am not nominated, so we'll just not even go there.
He erased his name.
The first nominee, Sean Hockley.
Ooh.
Yeah, what a douchebag this guy is for a million fucking reasons. Second one, Chris Collinsworth. Fuck this guy and his stupid goddamn euphemisms.
Timeout. Scott's getting called out by his wife.
Way to go, Scotty. And now we learn a little bit more about Karen.
The doors are the bust open right next to Scott.
The Bombay doors are open.
Thursdays.
All right. So
Did you say first dates?
he said Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Oh, Thursday.
All right. The next insufferable douchebag of the year, of course, Patrick fucking Mahomes for a million reasons. I'm tired of seeing him. I'm tired of hearing him. And look, some people were telling me today that the referees cheat for him. It's not so much that. He manipulates them, all right? And it's not because they think, oh, let's do this. But he does this shit all the time. He knows the rules.
Stop.
What? You mean his pinky might be a little stinky?
I
there?
really
Is that
don't.
what
I
I'm
really
hearing?
don't. I really don't.
I
Just
love how
stop.
Scott has to defend himself. I really don't. No, not me. Scotty found himself in a gay bar.
No, I didn't. No,
No?
there is. Yeah. No.
All right. Insufferable douchebag Patrick Mahomes for manipulating the referees the way that they do and drawing all those flags. And not just because of drawing flags, but, dude, this bullshit about the sidelines, you're going to get somebody else killed. He does that shit all the time. He's going to fake like he goes out of bounds and then cuts back in. And fucking Jim Nantz goes, oh, look at the magic. And no, the defensive back held up because he's going to get fined $25,000 if he fucking sneezes on him over there. So, true. All right, so far we've got Patrick Mahomes. We have Sean Hockley. We have Chris Collinsworth. We have Jake from State Farm. Look, who the fuck?
What happened to the white
Leave him
guy?
alone. Leave him alone.
Who lets
He's
this
okay.
guy in? Fucking Andy Reid's in there drawing up plays, and he's in there talking about insurance. Fuck, let him in here. Get the fuck out of here.
Bundle Ruski.
That's right. You got Andy all distracted. Insufferable douchebag of the year, Adam Rank. All right, so there's our choices. Chris Collinsworth, Adam Rank, Jake from State Farm, Adam Rank, Patrick Mahomes, Adam Rank, and Sean Hockley, Adam Rank. So who
I'll say this
think
about Adam
is
Rank.
the
He went
douchebag
on-
of the year?
He went on the, and I'll go Sean Hockley. He went on at Radio Row. This was 2 days ago. But on the
to
JP or the Finley and B. Mitch radio show, and he spent a good time. And they talked about his shit with with Washington fans, and he ate it. You know, he said I was wrong, and I appreciate that. You know, for him to actually come out and say, you know, I was wrong. He still picks Caleb over Jaden, but I think because he's just such a huge.
He's an
Chicago
insufferable
Bears
douchebag. That's why.
That's why he's the winner.
A third and long situation, and he's got to hold it. You see him trying to drop to the sidearm, throwing it off the face mask of his offensive lineman right there.
I like in that is who's that doing is that Kurt Warner doing the comment where he's trying to make it sound like he does something and he's throwing it off the face mask of his offensive line.
A third and long situation, and he's got to hold it. You see him trying to drop to the sidearm, throwing it off the face mask of his offensive lineman right there.
It's the little slap. It's the little slap in the back of the head that he gets just as he's about to throw it. That's brilliant.
That would draw a flag if he was older. You know, if he was Patrick Mahomes, that would draw a flag from somebody like Sean Hockley. So, Jesse, I heard you say you're voting for Sean Hockley as the insufferable douchebag of the year.
Absolutely.
All right. What about you, Max?
Adam Rank.
Adam Rank as the insufferable douchebag of the year. Scotty?
Adam Rank.
I have to agree. Adam Rank is the insufferable douchebag of the year. Sean Hockley is a complete insufferable douchebag. For sure. All right. But this clown, he's on television all the time, right? And, I mean, aside from his bullshit with his nonsense about the Commanders and how, you know, the Bears outplayed him in every way, and the Bears outplayed everybody who beat them in that 7-game losing streak, he goes on with his fucking fantasy advice and says the dumbest fucking things that you can possibly imagine. I think you should start, you know, fucking Jefferson this week. You should start Justin Jefferson. Oh, really? Good pick there, buddy. Way to go. I think you should roll with Derrick Henry this week.
It was for me, every single week after we beat the Bears, he consistently doubled down and said we would lose every single week. And it was like, oh, the Commanders are having a really good winning streak at the moment. They've lost. I'm like, you're the only guy who's picking us for a loss. What are you doing?
I think he did. I think he picked us to win Tampa Bay.
He did. He picked us to win the playoff game.
He did, yeah.
I'll give him this. I think that he did a lot of that just for fun. Just to poke it up, you know, especially because I think it's funny looking at all of the other people that pick the one way and then he picks against them.
Wow, yeah.
And he also and he spoke on this. He remembers, and this is part of what you know his reasoning for doing it. He remembers we had a rivalry with the Bears. You know,
they beat us 73-0 back in 1940.
Well, I'm talking about in the 90s. In the 90s, the Bears were really good in the 90s, and we were in their way. And 80s. he wants to get that.
Do you mean in the 80s?
Rivalry back? 80s, 90s, same. They were good during
in the 80s. They were good. Yeah. And we were constant. Darryl Green, when he pulled his cartilage off of his rib and returned that punt, that was against the Bears in the playoffs. So there was a rivalry.
You know, his reason is trying to force to get that back. You know, he said something like he wants that outside rivalry besides the in division ones too.
Well, congratulations, Adam Rank. I think being named the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast Insufferable Douchebag of the Year goes a long way in reigniting this rivalry between the Bears and the Washington, because it used to be the Redskins, the Bears and the Commanders. So, in a way, maybe he's not such an insufferable douchebag. So maybe we will go ahead and give it to Sean Hockley, even though we all voted, except for Jesse, away from it. Because any goddamn referee that looks at a football team who is looking with their back 3 inches from the goal line and says,
if you do that again, I'm just going to let them score. I'm just going to say it's a touchdown. Ugh.
Or
fuck
about,
you.
Let another team have 5 extra seconds to win a game.
Yes, completely fuck the clock like that in New Orleans. So I'm going to, you're right. Sean Hockley, you are our douchebag of the year. You probably earned this award alongside your father, who was a douchebag in his own right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's the first annual Bleedies.
I thought his dad was a decent referee.
His dad was just as bad as he is. He really was.
Oh, no, he's not.
His dad is the one that walked up to Cam Newton after Cam Newton damn near got himself fucking destroyed and said, if you were older, I'd give you that call, but you're not. You're too young. It's like, dude, what the fuck?
He said something. You haven't been here long enough for that, there, bub.
Same thing. Penalty is a penalty. I don't care what your age is.
There's a reason there's on YouTube, if you search the Ed Hockey League game, it comes up with one of the worst calls you'll ever see.
Oh, the Broncos game? Was it Broncos and Chiefs?
I'm sure you can find a worse call from every head ref.
Jessy,
it's one thing if they get a bad call. It's one thing, but when they completely get the rules wrong, like Sean Hockey stopping the clock, ridiculous.
Yeah, that is.
Who's referee this weekend? Is it?
It's Torbert.
Ron Torbert, is it? Yeah, Ron Torbert. Yeah.
Torbert.
He's all right.
We had him for one of our games, and I can't remember if it was good or bad.
We had him in the Tampa Bay game, the playoff game, and I thought he did all right. Sean Hockey always just inserts himself into the game, whether it's by throwing 15 or 16 flags or by doing something so stupid as saying,
if you do that again, I'm going to award them.
Look, for as many people who have been watching me for I don't know how many goddamn years doing podcasts and cartoons and shit, I'm never going to say change the rules. I don't want to change the fucking rules, and I do not want to take away the tush push. But motherfucker, if you're going to try to stop it, that's about the only way. That's about the only way is to try to fucking time it and get him before he buries himself inside. Especially with this far away from the goal line. There's no other way that you can play it. So, Sean Hockey, you and your touchdown, you do that again. You shut the fuck up, you diaper-wearing cocksucker. And that's enough for me today.
On other notes, Black Sabbath is reuniting for one last show with the original lineup. Nice. And they're going to have walkers and wheelchairs to carry them on stage.
Wall pigs.
The other big news of the day is we now will have NFL games in Spain and Ireland for the first time in 2025.
That's just getting out of control.
Those aren't that far away.
It's not an island. It's not an island in 25. It's Ireland in 26, is it not?
No, it's Ireland 25. Pittsburgh's
hosting.
Oh,
Pittsburgh are actually going to Croke Park, are they?
Yes.
Let me ask you, Scotty.
As a season ticket holder, if they, you got your season tickets, and if you lose took away a home game for that,
that sucks.
That you paid for,
that would cause me to get a refund.
At the very least, if you flew over to London, you should be able to get in the game. At the very least.
Well, I think you do. You do, but still, not everybody.
Well, you wouldn't. Right. You'd have a hard job if it's in Ireland, John. But,
so, in 2025, there are 6 games that will be in Europe, and as of now, the teams that are playing in those games are the Browns, the Jaguars, and the Jets, the Dolphins in Spain, the Steelers in Dublin, and the Colts are in Berlin.
Just a tip to the NFL:
shit teams. And
don't send Deshaun Watson to Amsterdam.
Or Justin Tucker. We haven't talked about that yet.
Justin Tucker. Dude. Here's what I would say to all of you famous people out there and all of you NFL football players out there. If you're fucking weird in the bedroom, don't do it in the public. Don't do it out there with somebody that's going to make a buck off of you by giving it up. What the fuck's the matter with you? Do it at home.
Well, if you can't Tucker, just fuck her.
Well, all right. That's a good note to end the show.
Are we doing predictions?
Yeah, let's predict the Super Bowl. Go ahead. We'll start at the bottom. Scotty, go right ahead. What do you got?
I don't know about the score, but I think the Eagles win it. I don't want the Eagles to win it, but I think they will.
Give us a score. Go on. You called it out. Go ahead. Give us a score. Oh, wait. Let me get rid of this fucking guy, too.
24-20. Eagles? I don't know.
A low-scoring game. Where is this fucking thing? There it is. There we go. We'll get rid of that. Hey, everybody, we're back. Max, what do you got?
I'm going to say 41-38 Chiefs.
Wow. That would be like 3 Chiefs games, 41 points.
It's the Super
Jesse,
Bowl.
what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I got 27-19 Chiefs. There's no way the Chiefs are not winning this game. 0 chance.
All right, I'm going to go completely opposite from everybody. The Eagles win this game 38-20.
Yeah, I think the Eagles win it.
I got them winning it big. I think that the Chiefs, their defense is what's been carrying them, and they just don't have enough firepower to keep up. I don't think that they're going to stop the Eagles enough. And 38-20, Eagles win. I hate it, but I said it.
Crazy.
Sorry, I almost threw up in my mouth if it helps any.
So, are we back Monday?
Yeah, y'all are nuts.
Yeah, we can come back Monday and talk about the game if you want.
I don't know.
What do you people out there think, huh?
Well, we initially just planned to do a Monday show. We weren't going to do today. And then you just had to come on, hey, let's do a show.
Friday?
You know, if we're going to do another show, I think we should do it on Monday, close up the season, then take a couple weeks off before we start to get into free agency. So, yeah, we'll do Monday, talk about the game a little bit. It might not be a full hour or hour and a half like we're used to doing, but yeah, we'll come on and talk about the football game and see what happens. So we'll see you all on Monday. And Scotty, what are you guys doing with the 1 Point Safety Show? What's your off season like?
We're going to carry on, but we might be a little bit later. We were early this week, but we might be a bit later. It's probably going to be about 9 o'clock at night our time. So on the East Coast, you're looking at 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Hey, perfect time for people to be in the car riding home, listening to you 100% live. Yeah, I would also, give a shout out to Scouse there, who I understand from all the sexy talk today is going to go try to find himself a 100-year-old and give her the old give her the old roast beef. All right. So until Monday, enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody, if you can. I don't know how you can. I'm just going to hold my fucking nose and watch this thing. I just hope to see some pretty cool plays.
Just watch it for Kendrick Lamar. That's all you got to do.
No.
Okay.
I'll be asleep.
You know what I'll do, Max.
And that shit.
What am I going
to do? You're going to go to the bathroom.
What I'm going to do for the. Yeah,
you're going to go to the bathroom during the halftime show.
I'm going to go to the
Dude,
bathroom.
I'm not watching that at all. I will literally go to sleep for half an hour. I haven't watched the halftime show in years.
I sometimes do because I don't know these bands. I don't know Kendrick Lamar. You could play me a song, I wouldn't know it. But
same.
And I watched last year because I do like Snoop Dogg. I think he's kind of neat.
You don't jam out to Not Like Us?
He doesn't even know what that is. See?
I thought he asked me a question. You want Jam Out to Not Like Us? I'm like, who's Jam Out? What the fuck's his problem?
No.
Gosh. Primus got a new drummer.
Did you say Prince?
Prince was the best halftime show ever.
Oh, by miles.
No,
by miles.
Primus got a new drummer.
Bruce Springsteen was damn good, but Prince beat the
Jesse, I thought
Prince
you said Prince got a new drummer, and I was like, Prince got a new everything.
Primus, I know Primus. I've never been a big fan. I recognize their talent, but if you give me 10 Primus songs, I might like one of them.
My goodness. Why not as Big Brown Beaver? Greatest, one of the greatest songs ever written.
I have other ones of theirs that I prefer, but I have to look them up and see what they are.
All right, was Race Car Driver.
So we have run out of theme songs, so we will see
you all
on
see
Monday
you Monday
after the Super Bowl. Later.